Leinster score 7 tries to down a spirited Bath effort and remain undefeated this season. Bath come out the gates firing, but Leinster weathered that storm and kept them scoreless in the second half. 47-21, huge result for Leinster, and they march on. Let me know what you guys thought of the game in the comments. Who played well, who didn't, who was your man of the match? What did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments. Is anyone going to beat Leinster this year? Are they the favourites for the Champions Cup? Definitely up there. Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. We'll talk about Bath first, and then we'll get over to Leinster. Huge, like I said, massive start from Bath. Come out the gates, firing, got the ball back from the kickoff, just spread that ball nicely and kind of definitely beat Leinster's rush defense. They were spreading them and finding a lot of space out wide. And what really opened them up down the left side was Finn Russell's I think it was a double or triple skip cutout ball to Glanville on the outside there. Found a lot of space down that side. And then Barbary coming back at the ball against that defense, running straight back, angling in to that pass and crashes over them. And it's a dream start for Bath. And then while their attack was good, they were putting Leinster under a ton of pressure early on their defense as well, really rushing up and staying connected. Got the little kick through and then got a 5-metre scrum and then ended up scoring from that 5-metre scrum. This is 7 minutes in and you're 2 tries up against Leinster at the Aviva. I think while Leinster was shell-shocked at the start, I think that's when Bath got a little bit shell-shocked. Like, holy, is this really happening? It's a dream start. And while they did come out the gates firing, they just let Leinster straight back into the game. And it kind of undoes all the good that you did at the start of this game and allowing Leinster, because you can't, any little sniff you give Leinster, they're going to claw their way back and they're going to score the points. They're going to take those opportunities when they do. So really ended up being a poor performance from Bath. If you look at it as a whole, that first half, really, really good. But as a whole, really poor to allow, to have to start so well and then allow Leinster back in the game. I did think they attacked Leinster's rucks really well. Isolated rucks. Reid was getting his hands on the ball. He was all over the ball there. And I thought the ref was real quick to blow those penalties or those turnovers. De Glanville scoring right at the end of that first half to take the lead. Lovely little line break from Ollie Lawrence setting De Glanville out there or up there. And now I'm thinking, so they've just conceded a try and then they go and score right before halftime to get the lead. 21-19, I think it was, at halftime. And you're thinking, wow, Bath are fully in there. They're in control. Yes, a bit of a slip up allowed Leinster back in the game. Fully in control here. And then second half, just nothing. I think it all turned on its head when Ben Spencer had a quick tap 5 metres out and he didn't tap the ball. And he got penalised for that. The double yellow card then turned to red card for Obano, also not making it easy at all. And Leinster just shut them out. No points in the second half for Bath. What started a dream ended a nightmare for Bath. Going over to Leinster, man, how good. How good. Last week, did really well defensively. This week, yes, while their defense in patches was good, but in a lot of patches wasn't good, especially in that first half, really got caught out on the edges. This is Bath obviously doing their homework on Leinster and finding those little weak spots or finding where they can penetrate this rush defense and this well-connected defense, and it was out wide. Pity they just couldn't keep that up for the whole game. While they kind of absorbed that first onslaught from Bath, they do take their first opportunity when they get it. Jamison Gibson Park, lovely cutout ball. Seeing there was a lot of players in front of him or where he was for Leinster's first try, but seeing where the space was, throwing it out the back. Hugo Keenan inside to Henshaw, and Henshaw goes over for their first try. And this all started off the back of Jordie Barrett from the line out, getting over that advantage line. I think James Ryan come around the corner as well, getting over that advantage line. How that creates that roll on, that momentum then for the rest of that play. And it ended up in a try-scoring opportunity there taken from Leinster. And it just all shows for how much getting over that advantage line, that first, second phase, how important that is for the next bit of play going forward. How good is it having Hugo Keenan back playing for Leinster? Then obviously going to be for Ireland as well. Man, so decisive at the back. His awareness and expectation of where the ball's going to be and where he needs to be. So safe under the high ball. Such a threat under the high ball as well in an attacking instance. His counter-attack ability, second to none. And then his tactical kicking ability as well, really, really good. And it's good to have him back there for Leinster and then going to be for Ireland as well. Angel gets his second try before halftime. Lovely little short ball from Jordie Barrett. They love the wraparound play. Barrett will get the ball. He's the centre. Henshaw comes short, and then Prendergast is out the back. They had that option. Barrett saw the Bath player shooting out the back to Prendergast and played the no-looker, the lovely no-look to Henshaw to score. Really, really good, that one. Scoring right before halftime was massive for them. And I wrote down here, I was like, this is great. Get the lead before halftime. This is what championship teams do. In those championship minutes, 10 minutes before and after halftime, they knuckle down and score the points and they get the lead here. But no, they let Bath straight back in. And that's definitely a coach killer, that one right before halftime. But that was all she wrote for Bath, and Leinster were just getting started. We talk about impact coming off the bench and what you want your bench to do when they come on. 44 minutes. The game is still massively in the balance. Insert Snyman and Caelan Doris. How good were these two off the bench for Leinster? When their team needed them the most, they come on and just dominated. Strong carries, dominant carries. Work rate through the roof. Big Snyman with these 2 tries. Just a monster, man. Comes on, steals a couple of lineouts. Good, strong couple of runs, couple of offloads as well. And throw in a couple tries from the big man. Just, man, easily the biggest and best signing any club has made this season. And I don't think there's much pushback on that. He's been fantastic. Just so good with ball in hand, strong, always looking for an offload, always gets over the advantage line, be so hard to tackle. Such a big, lanky guy with the skills as well. Strong in contact, physical, and you're not stopping him that close to the line. Twice in the same position, try stop him. Try stop him. How good, and what an impact off the bench, Snyman and Caelan Doris as well. Gary Ringrose jumps in on the action as well, scores off the back of a nice little line break from Sam Prendergast. Lovely little footwork there up the middle. Jamison Gibson Park hits the right man as always after that, and Ringrose scores. Fantastic from Leinster that, and that's just shutting Bath out in the second half. Like, the game was in the balance in that first half, or at halftime at least. I would say the 2 changes in Snyman and Doris coming on definitely changed the momentum of the game. But then just Leinster as a whole just took the game by the scruff of the neck and said, we are here, and showed their worth in that second half, man. Outstanding from Leinster. Prendergast 4 out of 5 off the tee. And then my standouts in the backs, Jamie Osborne I thought was fantastic. Really always a threat when he gets his hands on the ball. Didn't get much opportunity, but always making meters. Or, like I said, always a threat. And then I love what he does off the ball as well. He's always first there when the ball's in and around his area. He's always first there to make a good, effective clean out at ruck time. And he's always an option as a support player as well. Really good under the high ball. It's just he's an energizer bunny. Jamie Osborne is. I thought Hugo Keenan was great as well from the back. Good to see him back playing. And then in the forwards, Snyman and Caelan Doris, fantastic when they come on. Just that injection of energy needed when they were needed. Took their role, usually starting players, but took their role of being bench players and coming on, being impact players, came on and really made a huge impact in this Leinster side. And definitely, I would say, won it for them. Just the amount of energy they brought onto the field and the instant impact they made. Massive result for Leinster. How good. They just march on, man. 4 from 4 in the Champions Cup. They're unbeaten this season. Anyone going to beat them? Who's going to beat them? Who knows? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game. Who played well? Who didn't? Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time.